Yo, what's good? Skano. A few years ago, about 5 years ago, I was down bad. And I mean down bad. I've been down before, but this was different. This was different. And so anyway, I'm fresh off a divorce. Finances screwed up. Mind screwed up. Spirit screwed up. Just based on the situation with the divorce, just all the way around. And it's just different things going on. And I had, spoken before about spiritual attack, etc. And I mean, I go through these cycles, but this particular, this wasn't regular. But long story short, I get to having those intrusive thoughts because, I need to make something happen. This is not acceptable. Um, I mean, I was grocery shopping out a family tree, basically. I'm talking down that bad. And I'm like, you know, and I'm working full time. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like, and yet and still, I'm like, shh, never mind. Just, you know what I'm saying, balancing out month to month. I'm in the red, and it's like this ain't sustainable. Them intrusive thoughts. I got this hammer. I need to make something happen. I could take a paycheck, go get some work, flip that. Something got to happen. This is unacceptable, you know. And I mean, my spirit couldn't rest, and sometimes you have to be still, you know, because your own mind, man, your own mind can be your worst enemy at times. And like I said, them intrusive thoughts and another voice in my head, clearer, louder. Don't go back. Don't go back. And that's a general rule, man. I mean, whether it's an ex, a job, you know, don't go backwards. Keep moving forward. You know, when you under pressure and you got different things coming at you from different directions and you get to a point where you feel like, you know what, you know, break down or I gotta make something happen. Something sometimes you just got to be still, you know. And like I said, just because you trying to make a change in your life spiritually, and I talk like I've turned this big corner in my life and I'm just a completely different person, man, it's not that simple. It's gonna be setbacks. You're gonna have intrusive thoughts, especially when you have them test. When because life happens. But like I said, when you making a conscious effort to change your life, uh, spiritually, I'm saying, that's when that pressure, that's when that pressure is gonna be the greatest. But you cannot go backwards, you know. So be still. Now, at this time, you know, I'm financing a vehicle, car note behind, and I'm the type of person I'm meticulous about, you know, bills, response. Like it's an extra anxiety on top of the situation because I'm the type of it bothers me when matters are left, you know, unattended to. But at this time, man, I'm saying, I'm thinking, when you're hiding the vehicle in different situations, I'm trying to get this rent paid. let alone. And it's like I said, I'm just like, this is unsustainable. And in those times, man, your instinct is going to be to revert back. You trying to change your attitude. Them tests gonna come in the form of, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna be presented to you. Something to irk you, something to push your buttons, you know. Whatever the case may be, you know. But you can't go back. But we gonna have, you know, setbacks. You gotta just stay focused on moving forward though, regardless. And I promise you, you'll find a way. You'll find a way. Because at that time, I'm going to be honest with you, a lot of different thoughts swirling through my mind at this time. You know, dark thoughts. I got to make something happen. But like I said, sometimes you just got to be still. And lo and behold, man, you know. And I'm talking about nothing illegal, you know. He made a way. I don't know. I don't believe in divine intervention, you know, but I do have faith. I have faith. And I know that looking down on us, if you are trying to walk a righteous path, God don't take that for granted, man. Like I said, reaching out and stopping a bullet type intervention, I don't believe in that. But I do believe God hears prayers. And I do believe he watches over, you know, his people. And he will make a way when you don't know how it's going. Like, I don't know how I'm going to pay for groceries and pay rent and pay insurance. Well, you know how I can, you know what I'm saying? And when you messed up, it's like on top of just life. It's pressing up against you, man. You got to be still. Be still, you know. But oftentimes, like I said, we try to do everything on our own. You know what I'm saying? Because most of us, and that was me, you know, I was not being led by Christ. I was being led by myself. But all I was doing was lead myself into a deeper hole. You know what I'm saying? So these days, man, I don't stress about nothing. Don't get me wrong. I have problems. I have problems. I don't stress them anymore. You know why? That's for him to worry about now. My main thing is to focus on being righteous. That's hard enough, you know? And I think that's the truth we have. You know, who am I to bargain with God, right? The audacity. But what I'm saying is, I'm focusing on being the most righteous person I can be moving forward. And I'm giving, you know, I do what I got to do. You know, God is not going to pay my bills, but you get what I'm saying? You control what you can control, and the rest you give it to Him. And man, I'm going to tell you, I feel a lot lighter these days. I'm not a big dude, but man, I'm saying it just releases a weight off of your spirit, you know? And it's like, what was I always stressing about to begin with, you know? But like I said, in our pride, our arrogance, you know, and just our ignorance, we think, you know, we got to handle everything. But give it to God, man. You've been carrying weight around, you've been carrying hate around, anger, depression, you know, anxiety. You stressing about bills, you stressing about family, you stressing. Listen, You got to get at the God and focus on what you can control, you know. And I promise you, you be all right. You make it through, you know. 216 Skano, you already know.